I request to all, you just mention your roll number and the name in the chat box. Very good morning, one and all. Today we are learning the subject of your antenna wave propagation. In the last session, we have studied about the little bit introductory part of your the antenna and the wave propagation. We are going to continue the chapter number 1, that is nothing but your the uniform plane wave. In the uniform plane wave, we are having the content of your the Maxwell's equation in the phasors, your the polarization, your the reflection plane waves, and in the last session also we have covered little bit part related to your the polarization as well as the Maxwell equation. Similar to that, a few points were left in last session, that is the directivity and the gain. So the directivity of the antenna, or you can say the distance of the antenna, can be calculated if you are observing the spherical part, and in that the maximum and the average part is nothing but the ratio of your the directivity. Similarly, for the radiation pattern, we can calculate the directivity by considering the what we can say the radiation pattern by considering the directivity. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the 4 pi by Ohm A, that is nothing but your the radiation pattern, or you can say the apertures. Even from the aperture point of view, they are correlated to each other. If we are going to find out the D, we should know about the spherical coordinates, okay, the maxima as well as the average form. Similarly, if you want to find out the radiation patterns, so that time you should know about the directivity. Similarly, aperture, you should know the radiation pattern. Likewise, you need to calculate each and every parameter related to the antenna in the free space, or if you are going to continue the medium as a dielectric and all. So similarly, if you want to calculate the gain, so that gain also you can be calculate with the help of the efficiency factor, that is denoted by your the kg, and that is lying between the 0 to 1. Okay, and then G will be the lower than the directivity due to this ohmic losses that is mentioned. This is the condition where you need to apply what should be the your the gain. What should be your the gain? Similarly, here the radiation resistance already we have gone through in the last session. That is nothing but the impedance, which is the combination of resistance and the reactances. In this way, you can find the antenna resistance along with your the impedances. Okay, so these two formula, if you're talking about the impedance, you need to consider this formula. ZA is equals to RA plus J of XA. If you want to consider the radiation resistance, you can continue RA plus RR plus RL likewise. Okay, and already we have discussed the radiation resistance. Directly you can consider whenever the device is connected directly to the beam of the antenna, or the strip of that antenna, or directly to the near, which is near to the antenna, if that device is placed. Next point is nothing but the uniform plane wave reflection from the media interface, or you can say the plane wave. Okay, reflection coefficient. So here in this section, that is a uniform plane wave reflection from the media interface, we need to concentrate about how many medium we are going to use here, whether the free space of the dielectric, and that too uniform plane wave we are talking about, because the plane is uniformly, that is too important. And what is the effect of your the reflection on that? Okay, so in this way, how that is classified. So in short, you can say plane wave reflection from a media interface can be classified in the two things. One is nothing but the normal incidence, and other is nothing but the oblique incidence. To whom I can say this is my normal incidence. That is nothing but if the medium is related to the lossy conducting, related to the good conductors, related to the perfect conductor. Already we have gone through the uniform plane wave in the EFT, electromagnetic field theory subject last unit number 6. So in that we have seen what are the conditions applied to the each medium. If my medium is a lossy, if my medium is a good, if my is a perfect or the dielectric or lossless, likewise. So in all the cases, in the all the cases, what will be the effect of your the attenuation, what is the effect of your the phase constant, what is the effect of your the propagation constant, all these things we have seen. Similarly here you need to concentrate again, you need to focus on the same parameters. What will be the effect if the uniform plane wave reflection is going on in the normal incidence? Okay, in the normal incidence spatially. So at the time you need to take care about the lossy medium, you need to take care about the lossless, the good conductors, the perfect, and you need to apply the all the condition. Similarly, if we are talking about the oblique incidence, in that we have already studied, that is a transverse electric mode, transverse magnetic mode. Okay, and you can say the other angle and effect of polarization along with your the internal reflections. So all these are the correlated. If you're studying about the all the medium, definitely you're talking about the normal. If you're studying about the TM or the TEM modes, all the modes or the polarization and other things, so you are talking about your the oblique incidence. So in this way this classification is going on. While you're going to study that the uniform plane wave and all, you should take care about the reflection coefficient, the transmission coefficient. So what is that reflection coefficient? We know, we are aware it's a ratio of your the electric field which is reflected wave to the incidence wave. Okay, ratio of reflected wave to the incidence wave, that is nothing but the reflection coefficient of that particular surface, and that ratio is totally depend upon the conductivity, the permeability, and the permittivity. That is nothing but the this Siemens or the epsilon and the mu. In all the cases wherever you are using the material, or you can say the surfaces, if you are going to apply, okay, so you need to take care about the all the material properties. If you're taking the example of a air, dielectric, whatever it is, other parameters at the time, what will be the conductivity, what is the condition of that during the if you are using the normal or if you are using the oblique, and if you are finding the reflection coefficient at that time, all the properties you should know. Okay, so in this way we can find, and not only in the EM waves but also in the radio waves. Similarly, we should know the transmission coefficient along with your the reflection coefficient, because these two parameters are most widely useful for the mathematical expression while you're going to simplify the mathematics modeling, any designing part, or you can say for any kind of designing part, or you can say any kind of simplification of the thing, you should aware from the reflection coefficient as well as the transmission coefficient. So if the transmission coefficient is also the one of the part of your the wave propagation, while you are going to transmit the wave from the one point to the other point. So how much incidence is going on, how much incidence wave is the so in this way we can find it gives the ratio, that ratio is nothing but your the transmitted as well as the incidence wave. Okay, so that is nothing but your the reflection coefficient, and that formulas of your the reflection coefficient as well as the transmission coefficient is mentioned in the later on all the slides. Similarly, while you are learning about the plane wave reflection from the media interface at a normal incidence, same, we should know how my EM wave is reflected, how my EM wave is scattered, how my EM waves are diffracted. And all these cases we can observe totally depend upon the surface which you are going to use. Suppose if the surface is smooth, that time definitely the EM waves are reflected. If the surface is the rough, then definitely the EM waves are scattered. If the surface is of edged type, that time the EM waves are the diffracted. Okay, so that we should aware how the things are going on, how they are transmitting, how they are receiving, how they are propagating in the space. So totally depend upon the surfaces. Similarly, all these things we can observe in one of the example, that is nothing but in the multipath for the mobile what you can say, the mobile receiver. If you are moving from one place to another place in the car and you are having the mobile, and at the time the mobile receivers, so at the time that the direct, the reflected and the diffracted wave can be observed from the signals, all the signals which is transmitting and receiving from the base stations. How that is possible, you can observe. So this is the one of the example where you can observe, if a base station is there, if base station you are considering, few other things are there and the car is moving and you're having a mobile receiver and you're getting the signals, you're sending and receiving the signals at the time, from the space, how the wave can be reflected. Likewise, see here the reflection from the space to the base station, then the base station to that particular the destination of the car, you can say, and other views that is also interfering. So these the differences of reflected and the diffracted wave can be affected on that particular signals while you are receiving in the while you are traveling or while you are in the car. So this is one of the example of your the reflected and diffracted waves. Okay. Similarly, while you are talking about the region of your the lossy and the lossless medium, so at the time, if the lossless medium is there, then that time you can consider this is the free space. If loss is there, then at that time you can consider the other medium, and that time the medium will be the medium 1 and the medium 2. Okay, so in that cases the electric and the magnetic field can be expressed, means the equation, how we can write that equation if we are in that particular mode. If I am talking about what we can say the lossless mediums, it means that I am talking about the free space. Okay, if I am lossy medium is there, then the other case you need to take care about the regions, region 1 and the 2. So while you are talking about these terms, that is nothing but you are the lossless mediums. So at the time, again, how you can write the expression for the EI, that is nothing but the incident electric field, as well as the HI, that is the incidence magnetic field. So see here, I have written here the X and the Y. Even you can write EX is equals to so and so equation, and HY is equals to so and so equation. Already we have seen the X indication of the electric field in that plane, and the Y is again the indicating the magnetic field in that particular plane. But if you want to mention here clearly the incidence, so that time you can take the I. Otherwise, a transfer is there, you can write the T. If a reflection is there, you can write the R. So this is the indication how for which particular expression I'm writing, that is electric field in the incidence, electric field in the reflection, electric field in the what we can say the transmission or the transmitted form. So here the X, Y are indicating the planes, the zero indicating E0 is indicating that is a free space, and E raised to exponential form, that is the expression we are writing in the form of your the propagation constant, gamma indicating the propagation constant, Z is the impedance in the particular direction. But here the gamma 1 is mentioned. All of you observe here gamma 1 and the 2 indication is nothing but the region 1 and 2 indicating the regions. So in this way we can write this expression of your the electric and the magnetic field. Okay, so say denoted as eta, and the if the regions 2 are there, means the region 1 and the region 2, upper and the bottom regions. So that time you need to mention here the 1 and 2, that the medium 1 and the medium 2 likewise. Okay, so here we are writing the expression for the medium 1. So you can say the characteristics impedance eta 1 for the medium 1. Okay, we can write, and the E0 is nothing but again the electric field incidence equation we are writing for the free space. So how we can write that characteristics impedance as well as the propagation constant equation, that is okay, that is too important here, because if you want to write down about the reflection coefficient, if you note down the expression for the what we can say reflected coefficient and the transmission coefficient both, that time you should know about the expression of your the propagation constant as well as your the characteristics impedance. So at that time also you need to take care about the medium 1 and the 2. So see here, I'm writing at present for the medium 1. So definitely my medium 1 eta is equals to, already we have seen such type of expression in the EFT. So j omega mu divided by propagation constant. Here the 1 1 is indicating again the medium 1. propagation constant in the form of imaginary, you can write in this way. Otherwise, propagation constant gamma 1 is equals to alpha 1 plus j of beta 1. Okay, j of beta 1. So see here, all are 1 attenuation constant. Here the attenuation constant for the free space you can assume as a 0. Okay, and the j omega will be as it is. This expression, to avoid the imaginary part, we need to get it. Okay, we need to take all these things. So this is the one of the example of a region 1 and the region 2, to whom we are saying the region 1 and the 2. If my impedance or the part, that particular direction is less than the 0, if this part central part is 0, if moving towards the z direction, see here, this is the x. Okay, this is the z direction, and other is the y. Maybe the straight or the slanting form. Okay, hello, slanting form. So in this way, the x indicating the electric field, the y indicating the magnetic field, and the z is in the particular direction. So see here the region 1 and region 2. So in all cases, the epsilon 1, mu 1 and conductivity 1 indicating the region 1. 2, here the epsilon, mu and the conductivity 2 all are region 2. See here the indication, if in the region 2, what will be the case of the direction of the propagation constant, what will be the direction of the E and the H. See here, the if I is there, incident, if T is there, transmission, and the R is the reflection. Okay, so in this way, the here is the ET, HT in the propagation constant, here the EI, HI, again the propagation constant, and the third case is here for the reflection, that is the ER, HR, and the propagation constant. So in this way, you can understand the region, you can understand where is my transmitted, where is my reflected, and where is my incidence waves are going on, that electric as well as the magnetic field in that particular direction, that is nothing but the Z. Similarly, while you are going to write the expressions, tau, this tau is nothing but you are the reflection coefficient notation, that is nothing but the tau, and this tau is defined as the ratio of amplitude of a reflected electric field divided by amplitude of incidence electric field. So R is indicating the reflected, I is indicating the incidence, and that to electric field ratio. So this tau indicates the reflection coefficient. Getting? And this reflection coefficient, if this for the magnetic field, you can write that can be obtained from the reflected electric field using the Maxwell's curl equations. Okay, that is also possible to write that expression. Similarly, if we are interested to note down the Poynting vectors, that is nothing denoted by the S in the form of electric and the magnetic field, you can write that expression in the reflected coefficient or reflected wave for that particular region. You need to assume first whether you are using the region 1, whether you are using the region 2, or whether you are using the region 3. So if you observe in the region 1, you can write the expression for the what you can say, the R and the I form, that is the incidence and the reflected, whereas in the region 2, you can write for the incidences. So see here, this is the derived expression, how we got after writing the expression for the A, after writing the expression for the H by considering the reflected waves. So in this way already yes, in the last session also we have seen S is equals to E cross H. That time how we can write the reflection coefficient along with your the electric field in the free space square exponential form of the expression, that's alpha Z, and the Z divided by this eta, that is the characteristics impedance. All these things shows the power which is traveling in the Z direction, and especially they mention this negative that is in the opposite direction, that's why minus Z axis for the reflected wave. Okay, so this transmitted wave, you can compare how in which particular region, whether my Z is greater than 0 or whether my Z is less than 0, how the wave is propagating, whether it's in the lossy medium or the lossless medium, totally depend upon which region they belongs to. So in this way you can find. Similarly, if you're writing for the other region, that is nothing but the characteristics impedance of other region, that is the eta 2. Again, you need to note down that expression for the j omega and the mu. So likewise, this you can write in everywhere. You can place the notation of the 2 here for the conductivity, for the permeability and the permittivity. And you can find propagation constant also alpha 2 plus j of beta 2 here. Again, you are writing the expression because this term will become as a 0. So in this way, the transmission coefficient can be defined as the ratio of amplitude of the transmitted electric field divided by amplitude of the incident. So in short, you can say the reflection coefficient what we can say the indicating what we can say the reflected wave. Similar, the transmission is indicating the transmitted wave. So here the ET divided by what we can say the EI is the ratio. T is there, especially that T term is nothing but the amplitude of the transmitted electric field. That is the ET divided by the EI. So transmitted divided by incidence electric field. That is nothing but the transmission. If we compare all these things, whatever we have studied in the region 1, region 2 for the lossy medium 1 and for the lossy medium 2, at the time we can compare easily what expression we are getting, because if you observe this tabular form which is in the field, magnetic field as well as the electric field expressions, all the expressions electric as well as the magnetic field expression. Naeem, mute yourself. So region 1, region 2, so lossy medium 1 and the lossy medium 2 is here. So already we have got these expressions simply in the tabular form. We have written what we have written, how we got the incidence of the electric, magnetic, similarly how we got the reflected electric field and the reflected magnetic field for the medium, that is nothing but the lossy medium, and for the lossy medium 2, how we got the transmitted one. So in this way, you can compare, you can place in the tabular form and you can compare. The other medium you can consider as the lossless medium. So in that lossless medium, you need to again apply the condition. The conditions are nothing but the conductivity is zero and the mu and the epsilons are the real quantity will be there. This condition you need to remember. So if once the conductivity is zero and these two are the real, so this attenuation constant alpha will become as a zero. So you will get as a gamma propagation, gamma is equals to alpha plus j beta, and alpha is nothing but you are the zero. So you will get as the j of beta, and beta is nothing but omega root of mu epsilon, omega root of mu epsilon. In this way, if you are going to substitute the value, you will get the eta value, that is nothing but the eta is equals to j omega mu divided by propagation constant. All these expressions are required while you are going to simplify the numericals. Be remember, all the expressions are required, or you should remember which terms you are using, whether you are using the lossless, lossy, or other medium, good conductor, perfect conductor, whatever it is, you should remember the condition and you need to apply in the expression or in the formula. So eta is equals to j omega mu divided by propagation constant. If the values are given, you directly you can substitute. Otherwise, you need to convert that propagation constant into the beta, and you need to apply omega root of mu epsilon if you are having that value. Otherwise, you can substitute the constant value, that is a mu 0 epsilon 0 that you are having already. So in this way, you can get the expression for the characteristics impedance. Similarly, if in the lossless, the characteristics impedance will be real for both the toe and this toe. That is nothing but you are the reflection coefficient as well as the transmission coefficients are mentioned, denoted here. So electric and magnetic fields are in a phase with each other. And if you're going to find out the wavelength, so lambda will be 2 pi by beta, and you know very well beta value will be omega root of mu epsilon. Similarly, the phase velocity, you can calculate Vp omega by beta, and you can substitute this value, and you can substitute the C value, that is nothing but the speed of the light in the free space. So here in the lossless one, we have seen the lossy. Second, we have learning about the lossless region. So at the time, if lossless is there, the free space most widely applicable or useful for that, we can assume that is a normal with the incidence. Similarly here in the lossless medium 1 and the lossless medium 2, how we can write the expression for the what we can say the incidence. See here the difference. In the previous cases, we have written the expression for the T, that is the ET, and the HT, that is a transmitted. But here in the lossless, that is the incidence, electric field and incidence magnetic field, we written here the expression along with your the reflected wave. Whereas in the other case, region 2, here the HT is there and the ET is there. See the difference, how they are vice versa to each other. So in this way, if you are going to write in the tabular form, you can compare easily the region 1 and the region 2. You will be able to find how we are writing the expression, how we can calculate the unknown parameter if you are having such type of expression in that. Similarly, while you are going to apply the boundary conditions, so at that time also these two parameters are too important. That is nothing but the reflection as well as the transmission coefficient. Because in that cases also boundary conditions, the medium 1 and the medium 2, we need to take care, and in which particular direction they are moving, whether they are in the upper, whether they are in the lower boundary. At that time also you need to take care about all these things. So similarly, the tau and this tau, that is a what we can say reflection coefficient, and the transmission coefficient can be written in the form of your the two regions. So that is nothing but the eta 2 minus eta 1 divided by eta 2 plus eta 1. And if you're going to find out for the transmission coefficient, so this tau will be 2 eta 2 divided by eta 1 plus eta 2. See here in the next, that is the oblique, what we can say, the incidences. In that case, TE, TM modes are there. If TE mode is there, that is nothing but perpendicular to each other, or the polarization which is occurred, that is in the perpendicular form. So in such a cases, the electric field vector will be perpendicular to the XY plane, and that component along with your the Y axis, and the electric field will be transfers, okay, to the plane incidence of that is nothing but the TE view. Okay, if the TM mode is there, so at that time you can identify easily the parallel polarization is going on. In that particular case, the electric field vector will be lies in the XY plane, okay, and the magnetic field will be transverse of that particular plane. Okay, we remember what the things are going on, XY, and the previous words YZ. Okay, likewise. So in such a cases, you can write the expression for your the incidence or the other thing, that is nothing but the HI, that is the incidence magnetic field is equals to Y into E0 divided by eta exponential form. And here you are writing the angle. You need to take care about the angle of your the incidence while you are going to talk about the parallel polarization. And this is the last summary sheet. If we are going, all these things are required for the uniform plane wave reflection from the media interface. And in that media, we are talking about the normal incidence and the oblique incidence. If normal is there, the lossy condition medium, the perfect conductors, the lossless conductors, and the good conductors. Similarly, if you're talking about the oblique incidence, TE, TM mode, and the Brister's angles, and the effect on the polarization, and the total internal reflection. In all cases, whatever we have calculated, the expressions that is mentioned here, what is required in the lossy conducting medium, that is a 2 and this 2. What is required for the lossless medium, this expression is required. What is required in the good conductors, what is required in the perfect conductors. So what will be the case? See here, the case is tau is 0, and this tau is also there. What is in the TE mode, what is in the TM mode? Okay, in the angle, how we can find with the help of the Snell's law also we can find these angles. Okay, so these things are mentioned here. So this is the summary sheet of your the plane wave reflection from media interface. In this way, the 2 points of your the chapter number 1 is covered in these 3 lectures. In the first, at the beginning, we have studied about the basic concept related to the fundamental related to the antenna. In the next session, we have seen about the Maxwell's phasors. Okay, in all the cases, how they can be reflect, which parameter will be affected for the antennas, we have seen. Similarly, in the third session, we have talked about the plane wave. Okay, so uniform plane wave reflections. Okay, transmission, reflection, refractions, and the diffractions cases we have seen. We have seen in this case. So in this way, this is the summary sheet of your the uniform plane wave reflection from the media interface. So we have covered the total minimum 2 points of your the chapter number 1, that is nothing but uniform plane wave. So in this way, I'm ending the session by concluding this session is over. Thank you so much. So all of you, you just mention your roll number and the name in the chat box. Your attendance is too important. Who are late comers, mention your roll number and the name in the chat box. Be regular for all the classes. Your attendance is, we are going to